JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 30th of March 2021. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute an investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course, our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top, guys. So now then, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is the German index DAX, and is pushing nicely to the upside. It's trading at its new all-time high. And yep, the day's not finished, so let's see if we can actually hit a new a further move higher. And certainly the kind of the level, the psychological 15,000 territory is becoming a greater reality, I would say. So let's see if we can actually reach that, or will it be the opposite way? I mean, because everybody is expecting that to be tested, will this index reverse to the downside without testing the 15,000 mark? So the way we can play this one out is, for example, here, whenever we are at all-time highs, just go with the after every little corrective move lower, keep your eyes on the current all-time high near the 14,926 territory here. A nice good pop above it. Yep, would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and higher levels could be met, so keep that in mind. However, it's going to be very interesting to see how this is going to open up tomorrow, because, and I'll mention this tomorrow as well in my Traders Espresso, but if by any chance we will open up lower here tomorrow, and we'll have a nice little gap here to the downside, then basically this little pattern here will be seen as an island reversal here, a potential island reversal, and then yes, we could see maybe a bit of a corrective move here to the downside. However, again, we're not really running into any conclusions yet, so for now what I'm keeping an eye on here is, of course, this current all-time high near the 14,926 territory. If we get a clear break above that, then yes, higher levels could be met. For the downside, if you want to look at today's low, which is roughly around the 14,890 zone, a nice good drop below it may lead to a bit of a decline here. So let's keep an eye on that one. We are at a very interesting spot here right now on DAX. The S&P 500. So looking at this picture here, so the S&P 500 is near its, or should I say, yesterday it came close to testing the all-time high again, which is roughly around the 3,984 mark. It just fell shy by a few points from hitting that level. If we take a look at the cash index right now, and where the index is currently trading at, we'll see that the price is actually declining, and yep, the price is currently trading near the 3,954.53 territory, so below this yesterday's close. However, still above the still slightly above this highest point of February here near the 3,950 zone. So if we get a drop below that, then well, we could go for a bit of a larger correction here to the a larger correction to the downside. Now this upside line here is drawn from the low of the 23rd of March, but to be honest it's a little bit of a tentative one because it got violated here, so probably I will get rid of it and I'll stick to something a little bit more short term. Now for that, let me just quickly grab a line, and I think it's gonna be this one. Just let me double check very quickly. So yes, there we go. So this one is drawn from the low 10th of November of last year, and yep, I mean this could be the one to watch for now. And basically if we get a drop below that 3,950 territory, then we could go for maybe a bit of a larger corrective move here to the downside, and then we'll take it from there. For now, like I said, we are kind of keeping an eye on both of these levels here, the 3,950 for the downside and the 3,984 for the upside. DXY, very quickly on this one, DXY is pushing higher, so yep, wonderful move here. And this is what I talked about this morning. If you've joined my videos this morning, my video this morning, I said to you that I'm gonna keep an eye on this barrier here, the high of the 11th of November, which is roughly around the 93.21 zone, which could provide a bit of resistance. And if so, then we could see a bit of a slide here back down, maybe towards this downside line, or maybe towards this upside line. Yep, if all that provides good support here, we could see a nice rebound and a push higher. So basically the idea, this is my idea for now, that if the 93.21 territory continues to provide somehow resistance, yep, we could see a nice reversal here back to the upside, back to the downside, just for a little bit, just a slight little corrective move here. And yep, if this whole area provides support, then yes, a nice rebound could be possible. So keep that in mind. Gold of course is getting trashed, and yep, it is pushing to the downside, and look at this beautiful move. So far so good. The idea that I've mentioned is working out. The idea was that if we get a drop and we get a daily close below the 1719 territory, then this opens the door towards lower areas, and in most particular this one right here, the upside support line drawn from the low of the 20th of May of 2019. And now the big question here is, can this upside line provide support? If it can, yep, a nice rebound could be possible. But if it cannot, then guys, well, I mean, we could see further declines. But for now, guys, basically the idea worked out. So we've kind of it's a success, I would say. But now the big question here is, can we see this? Can we see this this move back up here? Not far from here, we have the the lowest point, the current lowest point of March, near the 1677 territory. Now it could also get tested, or we might even break below it a little bit here and test the lowest point of June of 2020. And if all this area does provide good support, and then we see the bulls pushing the commodity back above this upside line, then yep, maybe we could see a bit of a move to the upside here. But for now, it's a little bit on the weaker side, guys, so be very careful with that. Silver, yesterday I talked about silver, and yeah, we managed to reach our target. The target was the 24.35 territory, and this one right here, the lowest point of January, near the 24.06, which we've managed to test. Now the big question here is, will it stay below this area? Will it stay below the 200-day EMA as well? Well, the big question here is yes. I mean, that's or should I say yes, that is the big question. For now, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside, guys. I mean, but again, I'll be very careful, because in case the daily candle climbs back up here and stays above the 200-day EMA, then maybe we're not really kind of ready to go deeper to the downside. But if it stays below the 200-day EMA, or even better, stays below the lowest point of January of this year, then yes, further declines could be possible, could be possible. And this is where I will aim for the for this little area right here, around the 23.5 0.55 territory. Bitcoin, quick update on Bitcoin, pushing nicely to the upside. It broke the upper side of the falling channel. I spoke about this this scenario here this morning and yesterday as well, and today this morning we were still hanging just fractionally above the upper side, and yep, I said that this kind of still kind of increases the chances for a further push north, and yep, so far so good. We are pushing nicely to the upside here. My next target is the 60,190 zone, or the all-time high near the 61,700 level, and then we'll take it from there, guys. AUD NZD. So looking at this picture here, you can see that yes, after we had this fantastic break here above the 1.0843 territory, the pair traveled further north. It didn't really quite reach the highest point of September here near the 1.0960. However, we still have a chance to do so, because if the rate remains above this hurdle, above this 1.0895 territory right here, and that's marked by the highest point of October. If it stays above this area, then we could see a nice rebound here and a push higher. However, if it starts dropping below it, and then, for example, stays below this area, below this hurdle, well, we could maybe see a bit of a corrective move here to the downside towards this this previous kind of this barrier, this hurdle, which was previously seen as a good resistance barrier. Now it could be seen as a good potential area for support, and that level is around the 1.0844. Sorry, 43.44, approximately around there. But again, all eyes right now are on this highest point of October of last year, and let's see where this daily candle is going to end up being. USDJPY pushing nicely to the upside. So look at this fantastic rally here on USDJPY. So it continues to push higher. My next target, as I mentioned before, my next target is the 110.75. This is what I said to you guys yesterday when I was covering this pair, and let's see if we can reach that. But to be honest, it seems that if the pace will continue like this, then it will be just a piece of cake for this pair to reach that area. However, again, let's not rush into anything, given that we had already quite a decent up move here. So yeah, let's see how this is going to play out. That's why my main target for now is only this 110.75 territory, and then we'll take it from there. For the downside, I would need to see to be honest, a move back below this 109.85 territory right here, which is the highest point of June of last year. And if we get a drop below this, then I will aim for this key area of support around the 108.34 mark, approximately around here, and then we'll take it from there, guys. GBPCHF, so still battling this 1.2990 level, and but most importantly, yesterday, for example, it managed to overcome that psychological 130 that 130 zone, but failed to stay above it. So today we're seeing, yes, another attempt to break above the 1.2990, but again failed, and well, we came very close to it, but failed to break, and now you can see that yes, the pair is drifting lower. Now, for now here, I'm going to take a cautiously bullish approach, because we're still close to this key resistance barrier, but yeah, the fact that we're struggling with it right now, it doesn't really kind of paint a very positive, but too positive picture. For now, it's just a cautiously bullish approach from our side. For the downside, well, I mean, we would need to see this one probably dropping below the 21-day EMA here in order to kind of, let's say, go for a possible test of this upside support line drawn from the low, the 11th of December of 2020, and then we'll take it from there, guys. And finally, EURUSD. So drifting nicely to the downside. Yesterday I spoke about this pair, and I talked about this level here, the 1.1762 zone, which, if it gets broken, could open the door towards lower areas, and especially if it also drops below the 1.1745 zone. So as you can see, it's doing that right now. If it stays below this low of the 11th of November of last year, then yep, we could go for further declines, guys. It's a very interesting situation here right now on euro dollar. And everything's kind of leaning a little bit more towards the downside. Yep, if we continue in the same manner, then, well, my next target will be this 1.16 territory, not far from the lowest point of November. So keep your eyes on that one. For the upside, I would need to see a push through this downside line taken from the high of the 25th of February, and then a push above the 1.1834 zone, somewhere around here. Which also coincides with the 200-day EMA here. And a nice good pop above this area would could increase the pair's chances of drifting a little bit more towards the upside. So guys, that's it for this session. This was a very quick session for just to go through some of the instruments that I looked at this morning, some new ones of course, and yeah guys, I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for joining in. I really appreciate your time, your views, your likes, guys, I really do. So have a wonderful evening, stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow with my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful evening, and bye-bye.